Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Just before the break, I think I asked, that's terrible. I can't even remember my last question. I think I asked whether or not you saw any media beyond the cable networks talking about these protests.
Not at all, but I will tell you that this has been Newsweek crazy, for just the past 2 weeks at least. There's a scandal du jour. There's something dropping every day or a hearing every day. Almost since the Benghazi hearing started, there's been a nonstop, scandal palooza that's just going on. And you spin the channel and there's something else on that's going on with this administration. And I don't know that it's necessarily targeted by journalists either, but there's so much news to fit in. And there's no way that the mainstream media can ignore something like an IRS scandal or the AP getting their records seized or whatever. And that, I think, is one of the interesting stories here, more even so than the IRS, though that plays really well in the government is too big argument that we've been making for years now. The media scandal, the media going after James Rosen of Fox News and the media going after AP's records and attempting to discredit certain journalists for certain things. That is the most chilling news I see, and it's a little bit harder to explain to people, but it could explain somehow that news cycle over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was really hoping, boy, you're really talkative today. I needed to reintroduce you. I was hoping you'd answer the question, did I reintroduce you? But no, not Felicia Cravens. She's going to give way more information than even my brain can handle. But no, you're right. Felicia Cravens, political pundit, political activist. She's with the Houston Tea Party Society and also USDailyReview.com. Plus, you have other blogs that you're editors of and involved in. So always bringing great content, great stuff. It's been incredible. I think all of a sudden the media woke up a little bit with the AP story that, hey, wait a minute, they might go after us too. It just showed incredible hubris on the part of the Obama administration to go after them when they've had them so neatly in their side pocket. Just shows you the depth and breadth of their hubris, their arrogance. And now, of course, they're talking about going after the Fox News reporter, and he's looking potentially at decades of prison time if the Justice Department has their say.
Well, and I don't know if you've heard, Cheryl Atkinson, CBS, has had, she believes, her computer compromised. For covering Fast and Furious. That's been the story she's been focused on. But at the same time, yesterday one of the NPR reporters tweeted out that several reporters were seen quietly going into the White House, and they all come out today with pieces that are related, saying that there need to be firings at the IRS, which they believe, Warner Todd Houston believes that he's one of the bloggers that I follow very carefully. He believes that this is the spin that's going to come out of the White House, that heads will roll and everything will be fine.
Yeah. Didn't they fire the IRS commissioner and they gave him a job at another part of the administration?
Sometimes it just spins my head too hard.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't understand how that happens. Under a Republican administration, if that happened under an IRS commissioner, not only would he be fired, there'd be some kind of, I don't know. There'd be more ramifications than that, and he certainly wouldn't get another appointment in another part of the administration. I bet he ended up getting a salary increase as well.
Oh, yeah, and, you try that in a Republican administration, and that person's working at Burger King.
Yeah, if he's lucky, or he's in jail. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand how this country operates anymore, and how this president, using the term really loosely, gets away with what he gets away with. It's just incredible. Of these various scandals, and there are so many, Fast and Furious would have brought down any other president, including a Democrat, in spite of how the love affair between the media and Democrats. But I think of all these scandals, ironically, the one that has the most staying power is this AP scandal.
I would hope so, but I don't know. My thought is that this just proves that the media believes that the freedom of the press is more important than any other First Amendment right, because they've certainly been willing to throw people under the bus for defending their right to religious freedom or assembly, or, those sort of things. I think they think the freedom of the press is sacrosanct and everything else is negotiable.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. That's my whole point. The reason why it has staying power is because it gets into the hide of those who are responsible for keeping the government accountable.
Right, but there's no Woodward and Bernstein now. There's no interest in penetrating this administration with the zeal that they did. And it will be interesting to see if people are getting the message that, hey, snitches get stitches, or if they go ahead and brave that administration and the threats from, left-leaning organizations and actually do journalism.
Yeah, it's just no fun if it's a Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. It ruins our narrative.
We'd go after him, but he's a Democrat. It's just not as much fun. Yeah, that's sad. Isn't that sad? God help us all. So, yeah. Although, did you read any of Wilbur's last book that was about the Obama administration? I didn't read the whole thing, but I read excerpts of it. Man, it was pretty scathing.
Woodward is, you have to take him in his tone. What's scathing for Woodward is kind of blah and boring in today's media standards, where people are shrieking at the top of their lungs all sorts of insults and derogatory terms. But I think he's one of the people that you can say is sober and clear-headed when he talks. He'd go off the rails when they seem to be coming after his credibility in this administration. I wish I could have the time to read it, but I tend to trust him as a reasonable person, a reasonable reporter. I'd be interested to see his reactions now to all the press part of the scandal.
Yeah, I think he's always been an ideologue, but boy, he was pretty tough on the Obama administration in terms of pointing out the incompetence, and particularly in the administration of the war, and just kind of a bizarre attitude of incongruency that existed throughout the White House. It was interesting, and of course the White House actually came out essentially attacking Woodward, and so it's very interesting, very interesting. Felicia Cravens, she is a political activist. She's also a writer, a pundit. Where else can they find you besides Houston Tea Party Society and USDailyReview.com?
I am editing FreeRadicalNetwork.com, and I'm actually running for office in my county.
Uh-oh. What are you running for?
I'm running for the county Republican chair. Ought to be an interesting race.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be dog catcher with those dogs that you always have in the background.
That's true.
But that's better, Felicia.
There you go. Well, congratulations on the run. And when is that? Is that in November?
That is a March 2014 race. It goes with the primary.
Oh, wow. So, wow. Well, congratulations. Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll have to be kept posted on that. Felicia Cravens, need to keep track of her. Really easy to find over there at USDailyReview.com and so many other places. Check her out also at Houston Tea Party Society and the great work that group's doing. I'm Kevin Price. You're listening to The Price of Business. We want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USDailyReview.com.